Right then, folks, welcome on back. We are now going to, well, I suppose, enter the Dragonfly, right? And we've got Wally here. You can come off of mute now, Wally.
You couldn't have made that sound even more wrong if you tried.
I'm so sorry. But folks, anyway, we've now got Spyro Enter the Dragonfly with Yeswally1 doing some 80% no early Ripto. Wally, you're a man that doesn't need any introduction from anyone else to really do you. I'll let you carry on with the rest of the stuff.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Thank you.
good luck. I'll let you count in.
Alright, so the person who is on timer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And hello everybody to Spyro Enter the Dragonfly, any percent, no early Ripto. In this category, I will be grabbing whatever is necessary to get 70% of this game to unlock the first Ripto and then defeat the first Ripto. Also, I apologize for any sort of capture card glitch outs or anything that happens. That is purely down to the wiring. But here we go. So we'll be starting the game here in the Dragon Realms, and also with a Bianca that just disappeared. By the way, say hi to Bianca, because she's gone now. She will not make another appearance. And right off the bat, we are going to pick up one of the few runes that are in this game. So, aside from gems and dragonflies in this game, there are also 4 runes. This run will be collecting 3 of them. And what they do is when they're handed into the dragon statue, they actually give different abilities to Spyro. So the one at the start of the game gives him the bubble breath. And the thing with the bubble breath is that will be used to catch loose dragonflies. In the case of this dragonfly, it wasn't a loose one. We got that one from doing Hunter's tutorial, which we didn't really pay attention to. We just sort of did a whole bunch of jumps. Because Hunter doesn't know how to not be a tutorial. Oh, good. Good job, me. Getting my breaths messed up immediately. That really bodes well for the rest of this run. I haven't practiced as much as I should have. I will be honest. I have felt quite unmotivated, but everything is fine.
Hey, it's Toons!
I've practiced what needs to be practiced, so hopefully we'll manage to get through this without too much pain. So this first section of the Dragon Realms is mostly down to Flame Challenge. Flame Challenge really dictating the route here. We don't pick up too many gems, it's mostly 2s and 1s. And that's sort of the case for the majority of this game, is it's just a scattered bunch of 2 and 1 gems. The levels in this game are extremely big. They're very scaled up from the trilogy. But they don't really have more gems than, say, some of the levels in Spyro 3. So a lot of it is down to 2s and 1s. And also they sort of act as a decoration to fill in some of the void in a lot of like the empty areas. So now we're into Dragonfly Dojo. This is a oriental styled level, and it sort of serves as more of as an addition to the tutorials in this game. It's a very simple level, easy level, and one of a few levels in this game which actually functions as a circle. The main objective is to free some dragons which are trapped in ice. We use the fire breath to do that. pretty self-explanatory. And it also introduces us to one of the main sort of movement mechanics that are in this run and in 100%, which is the jump hover, or the double jump, to simplify it a little bit. By doing a neutral jump and then a very short glide cut quickly by a hover, you can gain a lot of height that way, because in this game, compared to the trilogy, or compared to Spyro 2 and 3, hover height isn't calculated based on glide length or glide duration. So whereas in Spyro 2 and 3, if you were to hover shortly after gliding, you wouldn't get any height from it. But in this game, and also in SRT, hovers give you a set height, or a set advantage in height upon hovering. And that's going to be the majority of the gameplay, is I'm just going to be travelling through the levels, grabbing essential gems and loose dragonflies. There are minigame areas. We will be doing a total of 6 dragonflies in minigame areas. Well, a maximum of 6 rather, I should say. Minimum of 4, because of reasons that will be explained later on. It should be 4. If I mess up everything, it's 6.
Hey, it's gone!
And it's also very slow. Another small thing that I'm also doing is actually involved in the dialogue boxes. I am actually using A and Y to skip dialogue boxes. And this is purely because that skips dialogue boxes very quickly, which also results in sometimes text boxes actually just being outright skipped. Like, the game has a slight delay when it comes to loading text boxes, and, well, it has loading issues in general. But with dialogue boxes, you can kind of skip them when they aren't there. And it's very useful for certain segments, like starting the breath challenges in the homeworld, because that involves quite a lot of dialogue. So you'll probably see a lot of text boxes appearing, but nothing appear in them. We just collected the Dragonfly for freeing all of the dragons. And there is technically a way to get to that end dragon early, but that dragon doesn't spawn unless you have every other dragon freed. It's sort of their way of forcing the progression in this level. And by using the neutral jump hover again, we get to the final kite, which is the only intended backtrack of this game.
It's Mooney!
And with that, we are done with Dragonfly Dojo. And I say that that is the only intended backtrack. It's the only intended backtrack because we need to come back here with a different breath type. The rest of the game can be done 100% completely legitimately. So whilst in Dragonfly Dojo, I picked up another rune, and this has got me the electric breath. And now for 90, well, I'd say 90, probably closer to maybe 87, 88% of the run now, if we're going to be precise. I will be using the Electric Breath. The Electric Breath will be used for defeating enemies, for breaking open baskets, or other containers that can be broken through breaths, to activate some stuff that requires Electric Breath, purely because the Electric Breath is just a lot more consistent than the Flame Breath, and it also covers a bit more ground. But outside of that, I'll be using the Bubble Breath for Dragonflies and Flame Breath for a few different appliances, as you'll see up and coming in this level. And it's going to be right at the start of this level. We're not going to be switching breaths, we're going to be sticking with the flame. Because something that you can do in this game is lag clipping. So this game isn't very optimized. It's not very well made. Everybody knows that. This game was rushed 8 months into a 2-year development cycle because of Universal. So there's a lot of optimization errors, there's a lot of bugs, glitches, call it what you will. And one of the things that comes with that is lag. There's a lot of lag in this level. If you can count the frames, go ahead. I would like to see your count in the chat. But we can use lag to clip through certain surfaces, like doors and
Hey,
gates.
it's Fiona.
Mostly that. Mostly gates and doors. It's mostly stuff that Spyro doesn't actually bonk on. A lot of the general geometry you can bonk on, but there's a few special objects and levels which Spyro will just never bonk on. And those are generally the things that you can clip through using lag clipping. On GameCube, you do this by using Flame Breath on the object, and then you want to charge into the object. Once you're mostly clipped through, you can jump, and it makes the clip a little bit more successful. And that will just put you through the object, and in this case, it actually skipped us to the end of the level. And the reason why this is actually very important is because of this Dragonfly, and also a Dragonfly which I've already started on. These cows were in the barn. We rescued these cows. So now they're here, and we need to round them up around this farm that's in the middle of this area. But another thing that's been added are ray cannons. These ray cannons are shooting a UFO that is circling the map. Or that will circle the map. Where's my Dragonfly? There. So we have to hit the 4 ray cannons around the map to destroy that UFO. And so by clipping through that gate, or by clipping through the gate to the end of the level, grabbing the end of level Dragonfly, we're essentially saving ourselves an entire trip around this map, around this level. Where is this not set down town? Where is it? Is it? That's an annoying place to be. So I was trying to not get talked to by the farmer. That cow went into such an awkward place. But with that, with Cedric, we are now going to do another movement mechanic, which is momentum conservation. So that jump there, you're not supposed to be able to make. You can only make that by conserving the most amount of momentum possible, and by also jumping as late as possible, and also hovering quite late.
Hey, it's Laurent.
And also what I just did there, that's normal. 100% normal. Head bashing through things is also something that's going to happen quite a bit. One big showcase is in this minigame. Alright. Minigame has now started. Minigame has now ended. So what I've just done there is a GameCube exclusive thing, by the way. PS2 can do a sort of variant of it, but it's extremely picky. On the GameCube, the Ripto, yep, that is what the enemies are called, by the way, Riptoks. The Riptoks hitbox extends so much, and because of that, we're able to electric breath into the pillar in the middle. And the Ripto's hitbox happens to be there, so we kill it very quickly. Also, a long loading screen. And now we can carry on. Are we doing donations here? So, jumping a little bit inside of that barn hallway, that was purely just so we could make sparks go through the floor to pick up a couple 25 gems. Something to note is that the 10s and 25s are both yellow in this game. But something that's actually sort of interesting is if you do pick up a yellow 25 and then enter a minigame, it won't show just a single yellow gem. It will actually show 2 yellows and a blue, or 2 10s and a 5. Which pretty much confirms that there was just no 25 gem ever like coded in, and that they just arbitrarily made some of the 10 gems 25s, probably.
Hey, it's Bobby.
Like, there's a few reasons why that might be. This is another type of challenge, the Fireball Challenge. Why does one exist here? Don't ask me. I don't know. This Fireball Challenge is very terribly placed. Also, fireballs also cause a ton of lag because they have so many effects on them. And that gets you Tetsu, or as Spyro just said, Testu. And that was Crop Circle Country. So before Crop Circle, we triggered some dialogue on the other side of this fence to our right. That was the dialogue to get the electric breath sort of opened up to us. Like, we could still do it, but we would most likely get interrupted by sparks. Plus, you generally want to walk through these challenge gates because there is a very high chance that they just won't activate when you're charging or charge jumping through them. And now we just clear up these electric poles and pick up a loose Dragonfly in the way. You're asking me, Zach, and I cannot answer you because I don't know how I play this game either. Yeah, there you go. Beauty just really summed it up quite nicely there. You buy it, put it in the console, press buttons,
Hey,
win.
it's Alex.
Or lose, depends how you feel. So now we're going to talk to Porkins, we're going to unlock Luau Island, and swimming is a myth. And the reason why that happened is purely because of physical properties sort of overlapping one another. The pier was trying to push me down, the water was trying to keep me up. In the end, the pier won, and the water just gets to remain a bit sad about it. So now we're into Luau Island. It's very pretty. It's actually, I like this level's design. It's one of the more vibrant levels. It's also got a lot of details in them, which probably states that this level had a lot of development time put into it, compared to some other levels. And it is it's one of the only levels which features a lot of swimming. Also, we'll have a little bit of a Superman Spyro, because this is Enter the Dragonfly. This happens a lot. And something to note about the swimming in this game, it's not very good. The swimming is very clunky, it's very difficult to sort of control efficiently. So in this category, I'm generally looking to limit the amount of time that I stay in swim. And if I just slightly backtrack to the beginning of the level, there was a rune out on the beach that I didn't pick up. That rune gives me Wing Shield, which is completely useless, bar one thing in this game. That one thing is not done in this category. Okay, it's done in this category on the PlayStation 2 version. And the reason why it's done on the PlayStation 2 version is purely because of load time differences. If you think that my loads have seemed sort of reasonable, they are unbearably long on the PS2 version. Oh, good. Time to lose a bit of time. Just let me walk into this button for a second. There we go. That's always a fun thing. Woo! That's what happens when you run off the edge after hitting a button, by the way. Spyro will just headbash to make up for lost time. And if you immediately try to charge out of one of those types of headbashes, also I am doing this wrong. I'm making sure I was still bubbled. So we have another fireball challenge here. This fireball challenge is to get to this dragonfly called Homer. You can skip this entire fireball challenge by doing a pretty nifty glide, or yeah, pretty nifty jump and glide, and then catch this whilst in hover, or whilst head bashing, rather. But I've been inconsistent with it, so taking my time to just do the fireball there. It doesn't lose too much. It gets us through. Listen, Spyro gets very excited over dragonflies. Rude. Could you not hit me off the ladder? And like I said, there's a lot of 2s and 1s just sort of scattered around. I'm generally avoiding them. They don't really get much. They don't really do much good in terms of trying to get the majority of collectibles in this game. Again, I'm looking to get 70% of this game after I've done all of the base levels. But now it is time for our second minigame. And this is going to be the Mantis minigame that must exist in every single Spyro game. Post 1. Because everybody loves Manta minigames, right? This one has a very simple objective. Use your Manta to capture 11 Mantas before a hunter gets 11 Mantas. Pfizer Dante, the link is in the title. Unless you're on mobile, in which case somebody get that man a schedule. And with that, we get Krishnamurti.
Hey, it's Krishnamurti.
One of the greatest Dragonfly names to ever Dragonfly name. And that minigame. And another point, that minigame that I just did actually isn't done in a PC2 route, though. PC2? PS2. PC2 purely because I've been watching a lot of Final Fantasy 13. There is a boss called Proud Cloud 2, which we shortened to PC2. But yeah, PS2 doesn't do that minigame. But that might change, because I am sort of thinking about rerouting PS2 because of something that will be coming up in the next level. I feel like the PS2 route could actually be updated. Did I say PC2 again? I mean PS2. If I ever say PC2, I mean PS2. So after getting all the buttons and traversing through the level, we then get ourselves Dill.
Hey, it's Dill.
But Dill is nowhere near as cool a name as this Dragonfly, which is Scuttlebutt.
Hey, it's Scuttlebutt.
Also, if any background noise comes through, I apologize. Noisy people are around right now. And finishing up with Plato, and now we are using the Atlas to warp us back to Dragon Realms. And now it is time for the mandatory cloud level in a Spyro game. It's time for Cloud 9, not to be confused with Cloud Temples, Cloud Spires, Cloud Domain. And I believe somewhere in the GBA games there's also a cloudy level. This level is very blue and white. And right away we're going to be picking up the rune to get Ice Breath. So whereas in AHT Ice Breath is quite useful, in this game Ice Breath isn't as useful for defeating enemies. It's not as efficient as the Electric Breath. The Ice Breath can be used quite nicely to freeze NPCs and stop them from talking to you. But that is about as much as it is. Oh, and also to get you a couple Dragonflies, like free. I think there's only 3 Dragonflies that you actually obtain using the Ice Breath. Skip a bit of that room by head bashing through that little, through that floor there. And we'll also be doing another head bash clip here to skip up onto the Rainbow Road. Another thing to note is that I am slightly delaying my charges after doing head bash clips. Else you sort of get what happened in Luau Island, where you head bash and then you'll be charging in place momentarily. It's pretty standard movement stuff, collecting up essential gems, trying to shortcut my way to places. Cloud 9's quite a simple level, but it is also one of the sources of massive time loss. And it is all thanks to the end of this level. I will not spoil what happens at the end. If you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But I will not spoil my methods. My methods are mine and nobody else's. It's not strictly untrue. I am one of the only runners of this game. If not the only runner of the categories which aren't any fun. I just wish I had competition, man. I just wish I had competition. I'm surprised that worked. I was about to do a head bash to back that up then. I was not on a preferable cycle.
Hey, it's Sylvia!
Sticking with Bubble Breath because there are 2 Dragonflies in a row.
Hey, it's Ice
That
Boy!
gets us Ice Boy. That should hit all of the clouds. Let me just check. You survived. You're dead. Alright. And that gets us Takahiro.
Hey, it's Takahiro.
So, up and coming is going to be one of the main reset points that this category has. So we're going to be hitting this last ray cannon, activating it 2 times the massive hourglass, and with that we're going to be getting a dragonfly from this guy. Oh, and what we're going to be trying to do with this guy is, as we get the dragonfly, we're actually going to be trying to get out of the area where we were talking to him.
Hey, it's Rick.
And now we're going to re-talk to this guy, because he will give us 2 dragonflies instead of 1. If we were to stay in place, we would have only have gotten Rick and not Rick's clone. So we have now duped a dragonfly, and there is only 2 dragonflies in the game that you can actually do this on. This is on GameCube. Thank Dragon Live.
Hey, it's Goose.
The GameCube version is significantly better than the PS2 version. So now we've essentially got 8 dragonflies in this level for only doing 7. And that's going to help later on, because this is going to allow me to skip doing an entire minigame section that will come up in this next level, that would be in this next level. What's the differences between GameCube and PS2? GameCube has faster loads, it generally runs faster, and it also has a few of it also has like a few exclusive things. By the way, gates are a myth. That was the Ice Breath gate. We have the Ice Breath rune. We're not going to be handing that in for a while, though. Yeah, I just went for the closed gate because I don't have Ice Breath right now. I cannot open the Ice Breath gate, so I'm essentially soft locked at the moment. Oh, well, I'm breaking progression. I'm not soft locked.
Hey, it's Sandra.
But with that, we are entering Monkey Monastery. So back before Dragonfly duping was a thing that had some sort of understanding, this level used to be a level where we grabbed every single Dragonfly. I'm only going to be grabbing 8 Dragonflies because of the 2 dupes. Because of the 2 dupes, I'm basically going to be taking out an entire minigame section. Also, ice physics. Grabbing dragonflies on ice physics. Bubble breath being inconsistent. Everything is wrong here. Where am I? Where am I? Where's my dragonfly? Hi. This is Foamy. Me and Foamy are good friends. He's pretty hard to catch though. I don't like him that much. But we finally got him. We can finally progress. Ah, yes. breaking baskets with lightning. Oh, with bubble. So that was another door clip. That door normally opens once you have circled through the level to get to the end. Oh, I'm blue sparks. Right. I suppose I should actually mention that though. In this game, there's actually variable sparks ranges. It's not the only thing that's variable. There's also
Hey, it's Shadow.
there's also variable frame rates. This game runs at variable 3060, 2550, depending on what region you're in. It mostly tries to play at the former of those numbers, 25, 30. If it can run at the latter, then it will, but generally won't. Because, again, this game wasn't optimized very well. Where are my birds? There's one. This is a cannon. We don't see many cannons in this game. That's like one of the only cannons that this game has. It's not a very good cannon though, because its shots are very slow. Shots are very slow and it doesn't really have that big of a blast radius either. Like, you have to be pretty precise with your shots. About 5. And for killing those birds, Sparks is going to give us a Dragonfly.
Hey, it's Gaku.
So it's supposed to be a firework rocket at the end of the level used to destroy that ice block. We can just skip it. We can skip quite a lot of the ice blocks. There was one earlier that I could have skipped, but I decided I wouldn't. I wouldn't do though, because it generally makes a mess of everything. But now it is time for factories. It's time for Spyro to take flight. So now we have to destroy 20 factories. These factories are within a very small area. So just by circling around this area, we can clear up the majority of them and sort of go into the middle. And that takes us up to the rest. Ooh. Good damage. That's scary. And with that, we grab ourselves another Dragonfly, and that is the third of 4, hopefully, minigame areas that we'll be doing.
It's John.
There's actually something sort of special about that minigame area. That minigame area is the only one that actually features gems. The gems aren't supposed to be collectible, but you can collect gems, and because of that, that can help you if you decide to 100% this game. like I said at the start, or whenever I mentioned about the hyper mashing, like that's sort of the effect that happens, is that you'll see a text box and then the text box will just disappear. And this is also the first instance of a key. Keys will be appearing in every level from here on out. They will link up to a chest, and that chest will have a dragonfly. Like, according to the story of this game, Ripto's spell fails, and so dragonflies get scattered all over the place. And it just so happens that 4 of them end up inside of chests. So I'm actually going to pick up this butterfly jar so I can get myself up to yellow, so that we can have the maximum spark range. I have no reason to destroy the ice block to the right there. That just leads back to an area that I've already dealt with. And that ice block is completely pointless. Alright, we'll deal with these. And again, dragonflies and ice physics can be very awkward. Holly is quite tame though. I don't really have like major issues with that dragonfly. But now with that done, we can talk to Bartholomew to hand in our Yetis. Gotta talk to him twice to get Jewel Wing.
Hey, it's Jewel Wing.
And with that, we can then leave and head back to the Dragon Realms. And also something to note, from this point on, yeah, we just continue off the honey marsh. From this point on, we are actually perfect in terms of dragonflies, so we can't afford to lose one. If we do lose one, we won't be able to go into the level after this, which sort of puts a lot of pressure on this level. And again, it will be happening at the end of this level. We will be doing another dragonfly dupe. 929. And it is time to go to Honey Marsh. This is another pretty quick level. It does have a in-level minigame, which can be quite awkward, but hopefully it won't. It's fine, we don't need to worry about that. Gems in this level are very, very tightly packed, so there isn't too much worry about being on blue at the moment. Besides, there's a butterfly jar here, so we'll pick that one up and grab ourselves another life, as well as grabbing ourselves yellow spot. And to answer your question, Bank Dragon, you can do out of bounds in numerous ways. Swimming, walking. And the skybox does end.
Hey, it's duckweed.
It's very far out, but the skybox does end. Dragonfly behind this tree.
It's Suzuki.
Playing easy one to miss. And I'll be using the head bash clip again to get up into this flower. Saves a little bit of platforming.
Hey, it's Russell Tim.
Gonna be hoverless. Just. And the dev's office is like the what are these Dragonfly names, huh? They are the best names in the world, okay? Like, according to Wikipedia, they're amazing names. I actually don't know.
Hey, it's Swan.
Right, and here is one. Right, so now we're essentially in like the last area of this level. This level is quite a small one. It's actually got quite a lot of fast-paced movement. By the way, you can walk on that water. Just in that little area there. Alright, so now it's time for the second Dragonfly route. Alright, got it. Nice.
Hey, it's Taka.
And we're just gonna skip that entire bit of dialogue there. Ooh! That was different. I don't think I've ever seen Spyro react that way with Gory. By the way, these gems spawn upside down. So do these. Nah, just kidding. They don't. This is our 53rd Dragonfly. We have one more to do here. And it is the rocks. The rocks can be fun. Alright, nice. So I'm being a little bit awkward about moving around these rocks because these rocks can be very, very difficult to sort of grab. Come on. Another thing that I can do is I can jump down from this step. Okay, let me try and reset that again. There we go. Alright, nice, we've got an animation skip. Finishing it up with 2 animation skips. Oh, don't be that far off. And with that, we have done those. And now there's a lot of dialogue to skip through. And with that, we get ourselves Lily. And now we get to use the level.
Hey, it's Lily.
And cutscene time. So that cutscene plays when you have at least 50% of the collectibles. Like right now, I'm pretty sure I'm at like 56% done. Somewhere around there. And remember that ice breath rune I got in Cloud 9? I'll hand that in now. We have ice breath again. We have ice breath now. Eventually. Finally. But I'm not gonna open this gate. I can't be bothered. Let me through. Thank you. Unfortunately, this area is a little bit boring. We've already been through this area. But now we get to go to the right, not the left. Interesting. And that gets us Masa.
Hey, it's Masa.
Pardon me. And a level that requires 55 Dragonflies to open is Fuse 10. Really, excuse me. Okay. So this is Fuse 10. This is a very... This level has 700 gems. 680 of those gems are made up of 2 and 1 gems. There are 2 10 gems in this level, but they aren't really going to do much compared to the amount of 10s that were in other levels. And there's also not really any enemies. The only enemies are these Ripto wizards. The way that you're supposed to defeat Ripto wizards, by the way, is using the wing shield. We don't have the wing shield, so we can't do it. And they're also linked to a Dragonfly. So that means we cannot do it. By the way, this is the last minigame area we'll be doing in the run. It's another platforming minigame. There's a lot of platforms over there. You just hit all the diodes lit, releases the wizard. Or lowers the wizard so that you can kill him. But this can all be skipped by letting this platform rise just high enough. And we can just finish it like that. What skill?
Hey, it's Morpheus.
I've tried to do the normal platforming puzzle. Like I've tried to do that platforming puzzle normally to see if it can be faster, but it's so much slower than just doing that. Purely because of how the platforms move. If the platforms stayed stationary, or like you could catch a very certain cycle, it could be fast, but it doesn't really matter. But yeah, these Riptop wizards, you're
Hey,
supposed to
it's
shoot them with
Charlie.
the wing shield that we didn't pick up. PS2 actually does do this though. Because you don't have to go into a minigame area, PS2 can afford to do the Riptop wizards in exchange for taking out
Hey,
a
it's Jordan.
minigame area. So in New Island, PS2 does pick up the wing shield. Yeah, in terms of other in terms of what enemies they are, it's just decoys. You can have decoy 2 gem baskets. Oh no, it's decoy baskets, which you can sort of tell by difference in shading. That's a real basket, that's a fake basket. You're welcome for that showcase, by the way. And then there's decoy 2 gems, which is annoying because 2 gems are nice to collect. They're 2 times better than a 1 gem. I'm also picking up a whole bunch of extra gems just in case. Like, it's not beyond me to under-gem in this category. But a thing that GameCube gets liberty of is because that Riptop wizard exists. Yeah. Just continue. No, we can't. I completely forgot how this area looked. Wow. That was weird. Yeah, because that Riptop wizard exists, it actually lags the game a bit more. So we can just put through that gate as well. That saves us having to do an entire underwater section.
Hey, it's Martin.
Yeah. That gate clip skips an entire water section where you have to hit a whole bunch of buttons. Because the swimming is very clunky, it's a very, very, very fortunate skip. Didn't want to touch this, but whatever. We've touched it now, so we can go along this way. Welcome to ETD, where the routes don't matter. You just make it up on the fly. And welcome to the first use of Ice Breath, if the Ice Breath gate would actually do something. If the Ice Breath also would do something, that would be great. By the way, this area is very dark. If you play this on a CRT, it's pretty much pitch black. It's fun. It's always fun to run through a pitch black area. Yeah, with this we can then just do some neutral jumps and hover up to these platforms to pick up the last 2 fires. There's only one more Dragonfly we're getting in this level, and it is the chest Dragonfly. We picked up the key earlier, about halfway through the level. I'm gonna make sure I pick up quite a few gems here though. Again, I'm making sure that I at least have enough gems so that we can actually do it. So that we can just go straight into the final boss. So with this chest, we can now leave Thieves' Den. Wait, no, we can't. Something's wrong. Something is very wrong. What did I miss? Locked ice on the loose over the edge of the land. Perch. Wait. No, that's normal. Wait, what? What am I missing? 8, 6, 6, 6. Oh! Wait, I know. Oh, wrong level. Oops. That's annoying. So all that talk about the Dragonfly route being perfect after entering Honey Marsh. Just scrap that. Can we have that edited out? And by the way, at that point there are like no backups. Like, I guess a backup is to go into Oasis Speedway and do the time attack, but like no. Let's quickly nip back to Dragonfly Dojo and pick up Shellac. And then we need to walk back to Thieves' Den, leave Thieves' Den because that will cut out enough time. Alright. Hey, look, Shellac. So, we'll put it this 2, yeah, why not? So now we need to warp back to Thieves' Den. No, don't do this. Warp back to Thieves' Den. We'll then leave Thieves' Den so that we can be where we need to be. So, that's like the first major mistake of this run, was forgetting Shellac. I don't really ever do speedruns like this with like values in my head. Like, I don't really memorize values because I generally know what my route is. That's mostly just a small hiccup that I didn't pick up on earlier. And now back to your regularly scheduled any percent already Ripto. That's twice. Come on, I need to hit these. I need to hit these actually quite quickly because we need to be able to have enough time to get because we want to be able to get a Dragonfly during this. Dragonfly here. Do I have enough time? Marathon strats. There's a dragon there somewhere. There's a Dragonfly there. It was Howie. And now we can also pick up Fluffy.
Howie.
And with that, we can now head into Jurassic Jungle. Through a transporter that makes no sense. Dank Dragon always thought that root was said like router. I'm not gonna lie, Dank Dragon, you sort of walked into that one. Because you can say route like router, or you can say route like router. And that sentence will offend a nation at a time, which is amazing. Except for the fact that I am not trying to offend people. Let me just kill this guy because he's gonna be annoying later. I do the exact same thing. I switch all the time. I switch between like British and American spelling. I also switch between like British and American pronunciation. And the thing is that it's only gonna get worse with time. Probably. I don't know. Is that really one of those things which can get worse though? Do they mind?
Hey, it's Scarlet.
So again, noisy stuff is happening, so... And I'm pretty sure they just got even louder because reasons. So if you can hear that in the background, I apologize. I have zero control over this.
Ouch. Hey, it's Goomba.
So by the way, I'm right now on green sparks, which is the worst. At green sparks, you might as well just run into gems, because Sparks' range is dreadful. Who remembers I before E, except after C? I always thought that was an interesting one.
Ouch.
Like I said about Sparks' range being absolutely dreadful, that gem was very adamant about not being in my inventory.
Hey,
I'm not gonna go back for it. I think I'm okay for gems. If I get stabbed in the back, then I get stabbed in the back. Yeah, this game has a Karen. On PS2, that dialogue box actually says Ret, but Spyro will still say Karen. I believe in the American version, however, like in the NTSC version, you will actually get Ret, and Ret is said. But that could be wrong. Since I play on PAL, by the way. The differences between PAL and NTSC are minimal, that's why I haven't really mentioned it. It's only really important in 100% where there is like an actual genuine like difference in this and that. Yeah. That invincibility didn't activate.
Ouch.
Ah, that's annoying. Right, I need to make sure that I can at least jump. Thank you. Does this jump work? We're making it back up on the fly, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Spyro Showcase. And now this guy talks to me, which means that the thief can run even further away. That's what happens when you hyper mash too hard, by the way. Right, we'll just get this one first. Should be okay.
Hey, it's walking.
So this thief's gonna be fun now. Thieves build up speed. So if you can catch them early, that would be good. That's always preferred. Preferred. But with that thief down, we then get ourselves a Dragonfly. Second to last Dragonfly of the run,
Hey, it's Bogey.
because we are now going to use invincibility for a different purpose. We're going to use this gate to damage ourselves out of bounds to get back into this area so that we can grab this Dragonfly. And hopefully, if we have
Hey, it's Mitch.
70%, well, at 70%, we can go back to the Dragon Realms and fight. We can fight Ripto. Right, Lightson. I can turn that nightmare into a daydream if you think about the music though. The music in that area is absolutely amazing. Yeah, so now we have 70%, we can go straight into the Ripto fight. So the Ripto fight is quite simple. Flame the Flame Ripto's ice shield a few times. He will do a set pattern of movement to this spot, then to the right, then return to the middle spot and head to the left. For a certain amount of hits, 2 more on his ice shield. That'll then crumble, and now we just have to hit Ripto 3 times. And time. And there you go. That is any percent, no Ripto. Done in what time? 117?
117.38, Wally.
Not bad, given that I had to go back to Dragonfly Dojo. But there you go, that was Spyro Enter the Dragonfly. I don't really have anything more to say.
Oh, I've got a question.
Yeah?
Because looking through the whole run, and there were so many extravagant names. What's your favorite Dragonfly?
Tashi Station or Duckweed. One of the two.
Tashi Station or Duck. I like Racket. That's an interesting name, Racket. And Scuttlebug is another one.
Scuttlebutt.
Scuttlebug. Oh man, that's like, you know, this game's interesting. Yeah, awesome, you know, for the Spyro games. And I'm glad that we have someone who is, you know, awesome enough to show off as well, Wally. You did brilliant, mate. So yeah, got anything else to say to finish up?
No, I don't really have anything else to add. You're free to take it to the next run, which is by yourself.
Well, yeah, but we need a little bit of time to prep up for that first, folks. I won't want to jump the gun.
Enjoy the Spyro Showcase, everybody. See ya.
Right, see you folks in a bit.